We're turning up the heat this winter with stories that move, groove, and satisfy your wanderlust. We caught up with the legendary Stoan, poet, performer, and all-round cultural icon as he shares his journey and drops an exclusive performance of his latest single. Then we shake things up with a global Amapiano dance queen before she jets off to set stages ablaze in France, the US, and Thailand. Looking for a cool escape? We head to Hartebeespoort for some bow and arrow action and laid-back fishing. Who said winter can't be wild? We also explore Soweto's Soweto Heritage Center, once a cinema, now a time capsule of township stars and stories. And for the foodies, you ask, we get ready to indulge in fine dining magic at the chef's table at 54 on Bath, front row seats to gourmet greatness. It's all stars, flavor, and flair only on Trendz Live. Or kanjani
Just like that, Boolie, we are turning it up all the way tonight. Hello, it's Trendz Live time, and I'm your host, Kansani Koza, but please call me Candy. We have so much in store for you this evening, so get ready for a fun-filled Friday. And even if you didn't have the best week, we hope we can put a smile on your dial. But now, we take a pause and have a look at entertainment news that made headlines both locally and internationally.
In international news making headlines this week, the Mexican Senate gave a standing ovation on Wednesday to honor Ozzy Osbourne, a frontman of the 70s heavy metal band Black Sabbath. He died on Tuesday at the age of 76. The Senate President, Gerardo Fernandez Noronha, asked senators to pay tribute to the rocker, noting that the chamber also has heavy metal fans. No cause of death was given, but Osbourne revealed in 2020 that he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The illness made him unable to walk, and he performed his last concert earlier this month in Birmingham, sitting on a black throne. Tributes continue to pour in as American actor Malcolm Jamal Warner, best known for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has also died at the age of 54. He drowned on Monday, a law enforcement source confirmed. Media reports say that Warner was on vacation with his family in Costa Rica. The Central American nation's Judicial Investigation Department, the OIJ, confirmed that a U.S. citizen by the last name Warner had drowned. He was declared lifeless at the scene by the Red Cross lifeguards. An OIJ vehicle was seen transporting Warner's body to the morgue in Heredia on Monday. Warner was widely recognized for his acting achievements, including an Emmy nomination as well as a Grammy Award. He played a significant role in American television history. May Ozzy and Malcolm Jamal's souls truly rest in peace. Now moving on to exciting news. Hollywood stars, Oscar-winning directors, Asian heavyweights, and European authors will be celebrated for top honors at this year's Stella Venice Film Festival, all looking to make a splash at the start of the awards season. Running from the 27th of August to the 6th of September, the 82nd edition of the world's oldest film festival will showcase a rich array of movies that spans from psychological thrillers, art house dramas, genre-bending experiments, documentaries, and buzzy studio-backed productions. And finally, the National Ballet of Japan is set to perform in the UK for the first time when artistic director Miyako Yoshida's production of Giselle opens at the Royal Opera House in London. Born in Japan, Yoshida came to the UK as a 17-year-old ballet student, going on to make her name in the 1980s, dancing with Sadler's Wells Royal Ballet, now Birmingham Royal Ballet. Since 2020, she's been in charge of the National Ballet of Japan, also known as the New National Theatre Ballet Tokyo, where it is resident. Created in 1841, Giselle tells a love story of a young peasant girl. Giselle gets deceived by a nobleman and ends up dying of a broken heart. Regardless of where life took her, Giselle always tried to see the world as a beautiful place. Yoshida was the first Japanese ballet dancer to be made a principal dancer of the Royal Ballet. She is proof that diversity truly is present and that dreams are valid. This is all we have time for on our news wrap. Let's kickstart the show, Candy.
Veteran actor Peter Mukoka, known as Ponko in a drama series Liplampona, has died, and we take a moment to honor his memory. According to a statement released by his family, the renowned actor passed on peacefully earlier this week, surrounded by his family and children. Mukoka was 80 years old. All right, so now we move on to a lighter subject. Amapiano is a genre that is by far taking the world by storm. Influencers are creating dance moves and exciting challenges on social media platforms. While Hope Ramafalo is fast becoming a guru in Amapiano choreography, and her impressive following is gaining recognition not only here in SA, but it's landing her on international platforms. Trendz producer Didintle Mokeleti joined Hope in studio for a dance class before she and her team head off to France, the US, and Thailand. So let's see if Didi has some moves.
What began with only a few posts on TikTok propelled a career that would get the world excited. Her Amapiano dance posts attracted millions, turning Hope Ramafalo into a trailblazer on the entertainment scene.
I would describe myself as a woman who is multi-talented, a multifaceted artist. Yeah, man, just like a woman who does it all. You can't box me, I can't be boxed. My choreography skills basically started when I took what Amapiano dance looks like and Survivor dance, and then I just merged the two. So, you know, highlighting a lot of Amapiano footwork. If you ask me, yo, Hope, please, I'll share 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, or Maramoto is that. In Amapiano or Gelapanzola, but what gives me motivation or what inspires me is definitely the music, probably the beat, you know, the lyrics.
Known as a pioneer of dance routines, the choreography is crafted with intention.
Some of the DCs that I've done and collaborated with other artists on, we have the biggest one, which was Hambaha by Buhle. We've got Mkuku MKK by K-Mat. And my own one, Talagayona. Once I hear a sound on TikTok, I'm hopping on it. If it inspires me, I'm doing it. And I did all of this not even knowing how far it could take me, not knowing that it would be one day a dance challenge. So I was like, you know what, let's get it, let's go. But I think where it basically stems from is just me hearing a sound and my brain automatically connecting with the sound, and then my body just following and doing the same thing. Bada bam, bada boom,
What makes her an amazing influencer? I guess her style, you know, and her age. She's got that zeal for life, and people are attracted to that. With Amapiano, I'll tell you something, her way of creating these moves, just her formula. Just recently we worked on something, and she said, no, I don't want to listen to the song until I get there. It will speak to me. So she allows the songs to speak to her body, and then she moves accordingly. So just her interpretation of music is what allows her to be on beat with the Amapiano sound. And also because, I mean, she's authentically South African, and it's right in our blood. So essentially it's just like her whole being allows her to be amazing.
With King Maestro as her superpower name, Hope is destined to soar on international platforms. After touring last year, now France, the United States, and Thailand are beckoning, eager to learn from her expertise.
I wanted to learn how to dance Amapiano, and when I went on the internet and searched dance tutorials on how to dance Amapiano and I didn't find anything, I decided to become a solution to a problem that I had. And only to find that I'm not the only person who's going to have this problem. It turns out millions and millions and millions and millions of people across the world were searching for the same thing. So once I dropped that first video and I dropped that second video, by the second video I had like 2.1 million views on YouTube, and that's essentially how we got to go international. So a lot of international people know me from my YouTube videos because they would say that I am their Amapiano teacher.
While the world enjoys her passion, King Maestro doesn't forget that it's on home soil that most of the plowing should essentially take place. After all, South Africa is known also for being a nation driven by dance.
If you guys think about it, dance trends were always a South African thing. It's always been a part of our culture. It's part of our struggle. When we're happy, we sing, we dance. When we're sad, we sing, we dance. Even when we protest, we sing and we dance. Never singer, never dancer.
Her craft has been received quite beautifully internationally, and I can say that with conviction. So for her to be going back again around the world for the second time speaks volumes as to why she's world acclaimed. So I think internationally, I'm actually a little bit saddened that she's more appreciated internationally than she is locally, because people really see the gem that she is.
A multifaceted global sensation, choreographing for different events, paving her way to success through the powerful tool of social media platforms. Best wishes for Hope with her viral dances and continuous trendy, inspiring moves on both local and international stages.
Hi, Lina Nekirkezama Bakadi Bachem Khwapalwa. But Hope, just know that we are so proud of you. As you can see, this is your home of all things arts, culture, lifestyle, as well as music, and we're just getting started. We are, however, taking a quick break to pay some bills, and when we return, the rent is due with a lot more action to come. So don't touch that remote. I'm watching you. Welcome back. You're tuned into SABC News. If you're a foodie who loves exclusivity and elegance, then this one's for you. Imagine being seated in the heart of a fine dining kitchen, watching culinary artistry unfold right in front of you. Well, imagine no further. We recently experienced a chef's table on the 11th floor restaurant, or rather at the level 4 restaurant at 54th on Bath, an intimate behind-the-scenes journey into gourmet excellence. So feast your eyes out.
Can I get my shellfish, please, Nozzy?
Right in the heart of the kitchen where it's loud, hot and alive. There's a table set just for us.
The chef's table at Level 4 restaurant is a food and wine experience, a decadent food and wine experience. We've got a 9-course menu paired with fine wines, and the table is situated right here in the kitchen. So you're going to see the action, you're going to feel the heat in the kitchen, you're going to be talking to the chefs and to the waiters, and they're going to describe everything to you as you go through the evening.
And so it began with something simple, clean and beautiful, salmon sashimi.
Salmon, a salmon sashimi, accompanied by pickled ginger and soy glaze.
There's about 30% of botrytis grapes and 70% of normal grapes, so it's not too sweet, but it's leaning more towards your semi-sweet wine. Personally, I say it's a fruit-driven Riesling as well. And one more thing with Riesling, it's actually one of the white wines that you can actually keep for many years because of the sugar content that comes with the botrytis as well.
This is the tom kha gai, which is more of the Asian dish. As you can see, the soup is clear, it's beautiful and tasty.
As a foundation for the dish.
Next came the ravioli, a vegetarian dish but far from ordinary. It was comforting, nostalgic, but with a boldness that caught you off guard.
With the actual ravioli. We have a puree with it, a pumpkin puree with 2 raviolis, some homemade ricotta that we make ourselves, some toasted pumpkin seeds, burnt butter with sage. Also a beautiful dish. It's a classic, you can't really do much to a classic.
With the fourth course, the chef explained how unexpected ingredients and bold pairings had turned this dish unique.
Before I started working here, I wouldn't have thought of such a combination, but it works so beautifully together. And with that dish, the earthiness and the gaminess of the quail, together with the jus and the baby carrots, it just works.
Somewhere between the wine and the wonder, we forgot we were still in the heart of the kitchen. The rush returned, orders flying, waiters weaving through the heat. For the last savory dish came one last moment of richness. The wagyu, tender and bold. And finally, the dessert.
We have the sponge that is so aerated that it literally just melts in your mouth as soon as you put it in your mouth. Paired together with all the components of that dessert, it just works.
From the first bite to the last pour, the chef's table gave us something special. A front row seat to passion, precision, and a whole lot of flavor.
All right, now on to a revitalized cultural landmark that honors an important era in South African history. Did you know that Soweto once had a cinema in the middle of the township? Oh yes, a whole bioscope. It aimed to bring entertainment and the arts closer to the people while serving as a center for all forms of expressions. Although the cinema no longer exists at the same location, however, the EA2 Heritage Hall has preserved memories and articles of the exciting times during the golden days of going to the movies. Trendz producer Didintle Mwekeleti joined the historical tour and discovered what the space has in store.
Please come up with me.
A trip down memory lane where the writings on the walls bear testimony to what once was a cinema in the hood. The bioscope, as popularly known Ekasi, was a refreshing escapism during trying times.
It was so important to have a cinema in the middle of the township, but not only just the building itself, but the time. I think the time was really at the heart and peak of apartheid. So that made it important to moralize the leisure time of the black children and the black people, for them to have aspirations, for them to see themselves in a hopeful light. I managed to catch some of the films that were shown, and karate was the thing. Like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and then there was kind of like an adult bioscope at night, which also history says that whenever there was uproar in Soweto, some of those people would actually come into the night cinema, and that is how they would hide during that time. So it was like a range of political, positive movies and karate movies and a bit of romantic movies, just a wide range that fulfilled the wide range of human nature.
I was born and raised in Soweto. That's where I grew up. We used to come here and watch e-bioscope. I think we were paying something like R5 to come in and watch the bioscope. So since now then it's been revamped and renewed, it still have that history.
Coming here and coming to see China, about Jackie Chan, about Rambo, it was a thing that used to excite me, because it was very hard for us to go out somewhere to a market theater, for example. So having it very close to home, it was a good escapism.
Built in 1969 and now revamped, the cinema used to host a vast array of activities such as auditions and plays alongside regular movies. It gradually also evolved into a stage for showbiz, providing a platform for numerous superstars and artists to both discover and nurture their talents.
There's a wall that is dedicated to our Hollywood, our black storytelling, and that emphasizes why it was important to have films and a bioscope that showed black people in hero positions. We were also a play theatre, so we have a wall that's dedicated to our plays. We were also a cultural hub and space where the likes of Ladysmith, Black Mambazo and Stratamia were welcome in the space, moving on to stages like Five Roses, you know, that builds the journey of Bontate Sipho Hot Sticks Mabuza.
Abigail Kubeka, I can say Sipho Sticks Mabuza, the Rebecca, and I didn't know that Rebecca once played at the theatre.
Our stories are distorted, and I am liking the fact that we are all very conscious of our history, and this is what makes the space very important. The stories of Abu Gibson Kente, you know, the lyrics, the copyrights of Abu Mamuvon Chaka Chaka, Abu Brenda, even the beauty queens, you know, all those things just meant that we are proud of who we are. Coming here, it really reminded me of my mom, of my dad, who are late, and they loved arts, you know, they loved music.
I think photojournalism, written history, those are such a powerful tool. And also, I love how the community is changing that stereotype of if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book.
I think I wanted to discover another part of Soweto that I haven't seen or really heard of. And I think with Soweto Heritage Hall, it really celebrates some of the hidden stories, you know, and unsung heroes. For me, this is just such an amazing experience to understand the space more, and also for me to broaden my knowledge of a place like Soweto. We know that it's a place of vibrancy, of culture, but this brings you in depth with the knowledge of everyone who played a role in shaping Soweto, and not only remembering or knowing Soweto from, you know, fighting against apartheid, the Soweto uprising, all these historical events which are very important that we know about. But what about, you know, all these positive stories?
This becomes a live history book. It becomes a live encyclopedia, which is what I think, you know, spaces like this need to at least, you know, expand to other spaces, not just only in Soweto.
A kaleidoscopic experience which upholds the discourse of black excellence from heroes who artistically played an incredible role in curating the narratives of life in the township. This tour was indeed a reflective moment, swirling us into a past now preserved in a fundamental archival monument, the Soweto Heritage Hall.
The same sun we call it Zati, whose path in the sky sing of Malati. The beauty of Anabatulakati, Ginakana nothing but happy things. Tonaya Pinuyami, Omuruma and Ratolintibari. Setswana Setalolo, baby, I know how Kanukhani, but fill me up. Twara Wanokwa. Tware, gate thola gore teng ga yone baba mosadi wa nyalwa mosadi tshwene o tswa mabogo ya gana ke gana nang ya banyana ke tsikinya tlhogo le makeng bare Twara ngwana kwa ga bua manwana tsimanyana ga ke go rugi ke a go boka tshwenyane go mo di tla di kuku di monate lenyalo le boima motsware ngwana kwa
I love it. Woo, what a performance and a way to welcome us back from the break. Stoan, a unique, prominent and important voice in the soundtrack of the last quarter century of the South African entertainment landscape. Having recorded 7 albums with Bongo Muffin, the first being in 1996, performing both locally and internationally. A multifaceted poet, musician, MC, actor, TV presenter, just to mention a few. He's widely credited as a pioneer of Setswana, vernacular rap, and now we get to chat to him and find out how it all started. And he'll also be performing another song, which is his new single for us a little bit later. But welcome to Trendz Live.
Thank you, Candy. Good to be here.
I'm so glad that you are here. You are here with us all night in Trendz Live. Yes, SABC News, definitely. Yeah. But I have to say, first of all, congratulations on all your achievements. But like, what do you think has kept you so relevant throughout all these years? Not just, with your group, Bongo Muffin, but just also independently as an artist.
I think your crew and the people in production would understand when I say that you have to respect the industry. We were talking just off camera about how the young artists, man, they flip-flopping, they're not respecting the platforms and everything. So you really have to, first of all, respect the man in the mirror, first of all. And if you do that, you'll be able to go out and respect every other subsequent person that you meet. So for now, I make sure I prepare, I make sure that I dress well, I make sure that, I keep myself healthy and presentable. So all of that are little inches of a very long journey.
A beautiful journey at that. I mean, stylish, talented, and also so humble. But you released a brand new track, The Way Home, on your 50th birthday. Why was this song the perfect choice to, mark that milestone?
My 50th birthday came on a Friday, on the 9th of May, and I was born on a Friday back in 1975. So it's a full circle moment. And for me, I believe in the secular nature of the universe, that things come to where they were before, but not necessarily the same place. The same position, but not the same place. So for me, it's like a full circle time where I'm bringing myself back to the music. I'm no longer feeling the pressure to release commercial music, and I was never even capable of doing that back in the day. So I feel so much happier in my music and much more fulfilled. So The Way Home, I've arrived back molekhaeng la me.
But exactly that, the song title suggests a journey. What is that way home for you, and how does the song capture it beautifully?
Always Setswana and my identity as a Musimane from the Northwest has always been the core of everything that I've done in the industry that is worth noting. From Afro Cafe when I did it to so many other, like when I did Soul Buddies, and they always wanted that Motswana man. Even now recently I acted in a telenovela, and that was still the case. So for me, it's always about knowing where you're from so that you can know where you go.
I love the fact that you're such a representation, a proud Motswana man, and the face for that, because really we know you as being somebody that embraces to perform in his home language. Why have you chosen to go that route?
I believe my education has given me the ability to be quite eloquent ka Sekgowa. Me Setswana sone ke se antse mo lebeleng la mosadi ya Motswana. So it's in my DNA, and if I had to express myself, there is a level of depth that English has a limit to, whereas Setswana is so much more potent in terms of describing my state of being.
And it's a sexy language. I mean, I'm half Tswana and half Tonga, but I can say as monate as you do. do. I mean, it's intentional the way that you are so proud of who you are. Oh, this is happening in real time. People at home, I'm gagging. I'm going to pinch myself. But let's get back into the interview and also just really focus on the fact that, like we said earlier on, you've been in the game for quite a while. And as a mature artist, now, when you look back, how has your perspective of music changed from when you were younger?
I think, back when I was a young musician, I just wanted to get famous.
That is such an honest answer.
I promise you, I just wanted to be cool, man. That's what it was delivering for me right from high school when we were doing demos. Lebo DJ Fistas and all these guys, but we were up in the business, Lebo, that's why we all came as a wave together. But now music, at some point music was what I was using to raise my kids. Now it is a well of fulfillment for me because I've diversified and gone into other areas that can take care of, raising my family and protecting my family. Now music is my therapy. So you see, like the way home, if you listen to what I'm saying in there, I'm talking about a person who is at the edge of their wits, and I'm telling them, wait 1 more minute, wait 1 more hour, 1 more day, a week. Things are changing right now.
Just hold on. I'm sure your family, your kids are so proud of you. I mean, I'm smiling ear to ear just listening to you because you yourself are just a legend. But, outside of music, you also host an event and it's got different elements to it. Can you tell people a little bit more about what Pots and Poets is all about?
Just as the name and the title suggests, it's about the pizza, the big cast iron pots that we cook with to bring the soul. And the poets, of course, your host is a poet, and I bring in lyricists. Last year we had Tuk Senganga and myself, and he was just doing like a dry run with no instrumentation, nothing, just going at the crowd and hitting them with some freestyling and hitting them. But I've noticed also that South Africans love their rhythm, so we are bringing back the instrumentation into it, but I want to bring in Setswana dancers. I want to bring in a brass band that once in a while, like Kulinyalo, maybe bring in a line of Tati Scoop at the beginning. I don't know. So it's just going to be a beautiful
melting pot of creativity and fun.
Day. It's happening on the 6th of September. So it's Spring Day, but at the same time it's Heritage Month, the beginning of Heritage Month. So we're going to put all those elements together. We're going to be on the boats, on the dam. There's going to be food. We're going to camp throughout the weekend. Some people will get to sleep overnight, so it'll be a beautiful ambience.
Sounds like it's going to be beautiful. Plus, I'm a September baby, so anything in spring you have to count me in. But do we know already like some of the artists that could be there, or you don't want to reveal too much at this stage?
I'm working on a few. I don't want to reveal too much, but we're also going to have young poets that are coming through that have been sending their videos. So also this is also a call out to anyone who's a young poet to hit me up at Stonito online and check out if you will be able to make it.
If you'll be able to make it, a melting pot of so many fantastic things. And you guys used to have a song, Libongo Muffin, Gadi Pizza. I'm not wrong, right?
There's always the pizza. No, I think it's Tanai with Tandizo.
Okay, but she's still family, so Yes.
No, it's genetic now.
It's genetic now.
We share a child, so
family. You guys are really family. But I have to ask, like, on that, could we ever be expecting an album from you guys again? Because you have gone back on the road together as a group and performed at events and awards ceremonies.
Yes, we actually dropped an album 3 months before COVID hit in 2019 called From Bongo with Love. So people don't know a lot of tracks from that album. I think they must go in there a little bit, check out a song called Mama Wini, check out a song called Mafate, and a few other tracks in there. Bovuma, which we did videos for. And, maybe in some years, Taniso is still doing her solo, and I feel like it's still going to go on for a few more years. But we're still out there, still doing the performances with the guys. Last year we opened we shared the stage with Drew Hill, because Speedy is also working with some of these promoters that we're with. So,
I just love the fact that there's so much support as well amongst you guys to fly and spread your wings, do your own things, but still be centered as one. But in just closing the interview, I have to ask, what is then next in the pipelines for you?
Oh man, I have so much in the pipeline. I've got multiple events coming up. So still check out my timeline at Stonito after Pots and Poets. And of course, I'm a rural boy. So I come from the farms and I have this post-harvest spray that is like revolutionary, that is going to help farmers who are emerging to basically cancel out refrigeration after they harvest their produce, and it will help save a big proportion of that produce in order to give it a longer shelf life. So that's a big major project that I'm on now. My partner is Mr. Momulim and a few other background guys who are in finance and systems and all that.
Sure, that does sound really incredible. But when you think about the legacy that you want to leave behind, as somebody who embraces, his culture so much, what do you hope that is? That when somebody one day is just like thinking about Stoan or looking at Stoan,
man, that Madala was real. I'm one of the realest people sometimes to my own detriment. I'm very undiplomatic sometimes with the truth, and I that's my legacy for life. If you come, what you see is what you get, so I don't pretend now just for expediency. So
I hear you. So you're about to perform your brand new single for us, and I hope that the person you wrote this for feels it, hears it, and enjoys it, because I've thoroughly loved having you on the show. Thank you so much, Hartebeespoort, for joining us for Trendz Live Playing.
Thank you, Candy. Thank you for the love.
But household Tamai as of yet. Stoan triumphs with an uplifting new single, The Way Home, a celebration of 50 years of life, and let's not forget 30 years in the music industry. Now you get to enjoy another performance by this icon. Truly a journey of resilience, reintervention, and unwavering passion. So and enjoy. Now the stage is yours.
Sezirai. Why it's so bona go nna matsoka bele monna. Ke tloka go rutie. Tsenya marapo na me. Utie moko. Utumele. Orabele.
While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you.
I've been too long in the rain, too long in the storm, too long in the dirt and the muddy streets. Please take me home. Too long in the sand, too long in the storm, too long in the dirt and the muddy streets. Please take me home. I keep holding on, holding on, holding on. Cause the struggle won't leave me alone. I keep holding on, holding on, holding on. Cause the struggle won't leave me alone. Leave me alone. Thata e se re gutwa se bodi wa kgaoga wa itira sepante o sa ga mosimo sala wa bofologa funela ipofe jaaka le huto la kgole kgotsa kgojana ya sebebe se silogilwe ke modisa ka teledimo santa tlotla le badimo mme tlotla modimo ra itshwa magodimo shed a little blood for badimo mme dithapelo le bisa godimo on top of the world kgotsa o sutlwa ke dikimo on the respirator o hemela godimo o hubelwa da fader like a skater to victory ka telela ga dumela go fela your story gantswelo pele sa tswelela. You gotta choose to shine wa galalela, you gotta choose to fight se ke wa inela, eat your breakfast se ke wa ipela, issue over fees o metsi. I got a reason to believe in love. You're the reason I believe in life. I keep holding on, holding on, holding on. Cause the struggle won't leave me alone. I keep holding on, holding on, holding on.
Love when you engage with us on X. So do best. We are at Trendz on SABC. And wait again, feel free to give us a follow. We won't mind. Now, if you're looking to try new things in the somewhat cold and gloomy weather, then Hartebeespoort in the Northwest province will certainly keep you warm. Trendz live producer Randy Tubani caught some fish and released some arrows. So let's get into all the fun stuff that she did.
It's the winter season, but it definitely doesn't mean that we can't have a good time. It's sunset now, and it's been a gorgeous day filled with adventure, so much fun and full of activity. Join us for a day in Hartebeespoort.
Nothing is as beautiful as sunny days in the sniff season. Uncle Ian takes us through some of the activities we can jump on during this time as he emphasizes the outdoors.
Besides boating, come out and spend a day. We've got an African market here on weekends. We have fishing, where you catch your own fish. Our chefs will prepare it and feed you your own fish. Come out and try our archery. Archery is great fun for the entire family. Paintball target shooting is also. And we plan in a zip line. It'll be an amazing zip line that's coming into Hartebeespoort.
I have been working for Hartebeespoort Company since 2019, and what I would recommend is definitely to come and experience what we have to offer.
David is all about happy hour and great laughter.
What I do here, I'm a barman, senior barman for that matter, and the things that I enjoy doing the most is making cocktails and making people happy, because when I do my things there, everything comes out bright.
I was having the time of my life as I caught a couple of fish. Fishing is not as easy as it looks, but hey man, somebody's got to do it. And this time around, I got to play around with the rod. I also got schooled on the importance of doing it right and practicing patience.
We've now moved to the kitchen as we're about to cook and prepare the fish that I caught earlier on with the gorgeous help of our favorite chef, Mama Mercy.
We start off with scraping the fish, then proceed to wash it. Chef Mercy then cuts the fish open. And like any other meal, we add some of our favorite garnishes. She starts off with some salt, and the beauty of preparing your own fish is that you're able to actually add your own ingredients. Chef Mercy went for some tomato, onions, lemon, as well as butter, and wrapped the fish in some tin foil, getting it ready for a braai. I then took the fish to the braai stand as we're about to get it prim and proper.
I'm making the charcoal to be more hot, so that the heat can penetrate faster into the foil. Right. Now we're going to open our fish to check it if it's cooked. As you can see, even the tomatoes are cooked and the onion is even nice and juicy.
Nice and juicy indeed. We are ready to add some additional sides to give it extra color and flavor as we indulge and enjoy our dinner. I've never had to eat fish I have caught myself, and let me tell you, it was both an interesting and a very fulfilling experience. Hartebees, close to the city and out of this world.
Certainly out of this world. But Randy, I was never ready, but I'm super proud of you, girl. Sadly, they say it's never the right time to say goodbye, and if it were up to me, we would spend the whole night together. But unfortunately, we must all start making our way home. Although, on the bright side, we're back at serving you the best lifestyle show in Mzansi next week, Friday. Ibileki payday weekend, but please be safe so you can join us right back here on SABC News at 8 p.m. Thank you for choosing us this evening. And a big shout out to Stonito. I'm still smiling from ear to ear. It was such an honor having you here on Trendz Live. But on that note, until next time, my name is Candy, and you know what I say. Stay sweet. Mwah. Good night.